Okay, so before I get started with this video, I just want to mention that I actually did try to record a turn-based PvP video, and I also tried to record a pet training video. Unfortunately, for both of them, I didn't have any sort of audio. And also, that also included some of the latest Beastman recordings that I did as well. I didn't have any sort of audio for some reason, and it just ended up being just super weird looking. So what I decided to do is instead make an update video for you guys, because I know it's been a while. But before I even get started, I do want to mention that with the pet training video, I did get a very successful pet. It is actually a Maycast Rokulery pet, and you guys know that I offer my pets in the chaos very often. So if you're really interested in getting this type of pet from Myth Wizards, just look up the name Lady Chelsea, and you'll be able to get it there. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. 130 is pretty much the number of subscribers that I need in order to get to 1,000. I've mentioned about wanting to reach for 1,000 for quite a while actually, and I just never really seem to get there. And even though, yes, the channel has been growing and everything, and I really do appreciate the support from you guys, I always tend to think about a few things as to, the slow growing of the channel. Because for a lot of people that I've known, they've just grown so fast, and especially within the Wiz community, there's just so many creators that have just grown super fast. They're like barely brand new, and they just skyrocket in terms of the subscriber count. And it just kind of makes me wonder about a few things. There's also times where I tend to make a video, like for example, the main example being pack review, which is basically me reviewing on packs, also opening packs. I tend to do things like that, and it doesn't necessarily do as well. In fact, my performance in terms of pack review as of recent has been very minuscule compared to many others within the community that just do pack openings and nothing else. That's pretty much it. It's just a pack opening. And it just makes me wonder about a few things. And yeah, I know that's not a good thing to look at the numbers every time, because you'll just end up kind of doing the same thing in terms of just like being very sad that you're probably not doing as well. For me, however, it had me think about a few things. Like, maybe my content just isn't good enough. Maybe I just don't have that great of a personality as people say I am. Or maybe my content's just boring. It's just like, these are the things that I just tend to think about as to like, why is it that when I make a certain video, it doesn't really do as well as someone else's? And also, why is it that for many other people, the growth is just extremely fast, but for me, I'm stuck at a fairly slow growth? And the main thing that comes into mind with this is the lack of consistency. I think that's the one thing that my channel tends to have lots of issues with, is mainly consistency. Part of the reason obviously is always school, and then if it wasn't school, it was work, but those two things are pretty much gone now. And it's been a month since I've been off of school for the semester, and yet I only happen to upload a handful of videos. And that's the reason why I'm making this video today. And part of the reason as to why I haven't really been doing it is because I've really just been enjoying my time, spending time with friends in the Beastman squad. And honestly, the thing that made me really happy about, this is that it just reminded me back of the old days where I just did Skype calls and it was a couple friends. Yes, I do make videos now and then with them, but at the same time, it was mostly just to hang out and just have some fun with each other, maybe PvP each other and everything. Like, it was just like very simple fun. And not only that, but it was also a time where I was making videos mainly for fun. Obviously, I wanted to grow, but I also was doing them for fun. And the only goal I had was to just reach 100. And even if I didn't really grow that much, I was still very proud. I was very hungry in order to get content done, even though I had like the slowest internet possible. And I was just proud of what I make. I look back at some of those things, and some of them look kind of bad, I'll be honest. But at the same time, I was still very proud as to like how fairly decently consistent I was, despite the lack of internet connection and stuff. Because I didn't really have great internet connection. In fact, for me, my upload speed was like 0.50 on a good day, and my download speed was like maybe like 1.50 to 2 megabytes per second. That was my internet back then. So you can definitely tell as to how hard it was to upload videos. It was very difficult. But at the same time, I was more eager to create content. And now, as I've gotten older and I've gotten bigger, I feel like I've been more focused with the numbers than I am with just making sure that I just enjoy doing what I'm doing. And that's the thing that hits me, honestly. Because back then I was just eager because I just wanted to make sure that I had something for people to watch, and all I really wanted was the viewership. I wanted someone to be able to see it, because I created this thing, and it would be nice if I had some people who see it. And that was the only mindset I had. But now it's more of the fact that I've gotten so focused as to other people's successes that I've just kind of lost sight of my own success, that it's just been making me less and less into the idea of being more in the grind with YouTube. And honestly, I thought about that as of recent, and I was just like, yeah, like that, I know my content's good. Like, I know it's definitely not the best of the best. I know it's good though. Like, I know it's good. I know it's not the best of the best, but it's good. Good content. And not to mention, I know that I have a good personality. I love myself. I mean, obviously, everyone should be able to love themselves. Probably one of the most important things. And I know that it definitely has nothing to do with the video quality, because I know even though I still have rooms for improvement, it's definitely good enough for a lot of people. And when I kept thinking about it more and more, it just turns out to be the very simplest thing as to why I haven't really been, you know, doing as well compared to others. And it's really just consistency. You know, you could take a look at some other creators like Fairy Queens or even Wizard101, and you could definitely tell that the reason why they've been growing so fast is because consistency. They have amazing consistency. Sauce also has amazing consistency, and he's still grinding, even though he's become probably one of the biggest, other than Blaze Lifehammer, to create Wizard101 content. He still keeps growing, and it's because he's extremely consistent. And I have lots of love and respect for all of these creators for their amazing work, and not to mention their amazing consistency. So honestly, I've been ranting for quite a while now, but I just want to also talk about a few things as to, you know, what exactly happened in terms of like not being able to, or not actually streaming on YouTube. And part of the reason was because I really wanted to grow on Twitch as well. And again, the consistency problem comes back again with Twitch as well. And part of the reason was because with Twitch, I really did love the Wizard101 family there. I think it was a really nice community there. I met lots of really awesome creators there that I just never knew about because I was only stuck with YouTube and not trying to expand myself to watch people who do Twitch. And there's some really awesome people that have also promoted me. And that's the one thing I really love about Twitch as well, is that you're able to support smaller creators a lot easier because you're able to do raids or host, and also do something as simple as just watch their streams in general, and it's great. But for me, the thing that had me stop doing streams on Twitch really was when I was starting to have issues when I was streaming Persona 5. And it was something that I thought that I had to deal with my capture card, because every time I kept streaming on Twitch on Persona 5 Royal, for some reason I all of a sudden get lag spikes, and it wasn't necessarily an issue beforehand until later on, and it started to be getting worse and worse to where I just didn't really want to stream on the platform anymore. And it's mainly because the whole purpose of me streaming on Twitch was mainly so that I can still do my variety content there, but still have some Wiz and Pirate content, because I just really love the community there. It's just a really great community. And it's really unfortunate because I was thinking that I was able to just get a new capture card and it will be fine. Because obviously this capture card I had, I've been having it for years, and maybe it's just gotten old. But once I got the new one, I realized that it had nothing to do with the capture card. In fact, it had to do with the specs of my PC, specifically my laptop. And you're probably wondering, why don't you just get a PC? It's really just for two reasons. Number one is because it's fairly expensive to get a PC, at least to make one. It's not as expensive compared to getting yourself a professional, high quality class gaming laptop. But at the same time, it's not the main reason. The main reason, which is the second reason, is because of the mobility of the laptop compared to a PC. I can't necessarily just take a PC everywhere I go, to a Starbucks cafe or the school. Because for me, I tend to like not only study but also edit my videos if I was to have a specific video coming up sometime soon. And for a laptop, one of its main advantages is how mobile it is to take a laptop around with you and still be able to do lots of really good editing and everything through the laptop. That's the one reason why I still stuck with the laptop other than a PC. Doesn't really mean that I'm going to only not have a PC, because eventually I will consider getting a PC, but as of right now, since I'm still pretty much a school student, I am more with the concern of mobility rather than the highest performance possible, because obviously I still go to school. I still use these laptops for school, not necessarily just to make videos or play games on it. And part of the reason why I still have a laptop. So I'm still going to probably try to find a solution to the issue. I haven't necessarily bothered trying to find a solution to it because honestly it's just really stressful. It sucks when things that you kind of want to work just decide all of a sudden one day not to work, even though it's been working for years, because it's just something that you just want to make sure that stays consistent throughout time, and it's not always like that, which really sucks, but it is what it is. Obviously, this channel was never meant to be a Wizard101 only channel or a Pirate101 only channel. It's meant to be a channel that's filled with things that I enjoy. I enjoy Wizard101, I enjoy Pirate101, and I enjoy the many games that I've played throughout this channel, because it's just something that I like to do. I basically kind of see myself as wanting to be like a Jacksepticeye in a way. But obviously I know that I'm not going to be a Jacksepticeye. That's not really the point. But I was always into the idea of making variety content. It was just something that was really intriguing to me and was something that I just been wanting to do ever since the creation of the channel. And for me, hopefully one day or someday I find a solution to this, especially during the summer, so I could still be able to create the variety content. As for those wondering as to PvP, well, the fast reason is because I just hate farming. I don't really like max level PvP as much as I used to because of how overly shadow reliant it is. And I've heard that the devs are going to try to make some fixes to it, which I'm really glad, and hopefully these fixes do kind of help the game a lot more in max level PvP and just PvP in general. But for me, when it comes to Dragoons, the only wizard who's really 100% ready is my Myth Wizard, and even then I'm still kind of scared to do him on him because I just don't really know much of a strategy. But instead of making excuses, I should just go for it, because regardless of what happens, I know you guys are just going to enjoy it anyway, because it's PvP, because it's me doing PvP. But for me, I also want to be able to make sure that I have multiple wizards who are ready for PvP as well. The Fire Wizard is fairly close, he only needs the Fame, and the Death Wizard is kind of at the halfway point, but I still need to get some things for him as well. But I want to be able to do multiple wizards because if I have a bad day on one wizard, I could just do another wizard and try to have a good time on that one. And I've also been working on legendaries as well. In fact, the Death one is the main one I've been working on, and she's really close to being done. If anything, now all I need for him is really just very specific things. Especially a pet. but we'll get to that. So even though I haven't really been making PvP content, it doesn't really mean I haven't been doing anything to try to be able to make PvP content, because I've still been leveling up multiple wizards in order for them to get PvP ready, and I'm also working on the wizards that are going to be, or possibly going to be, PvP ready. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, and if I have, I'll mention it again. As for streaming, I will be coming back to streaming on YouTube. Reason because is, when I thought about it, I really want to make sure that I have most of you guys being able to watch me. One of the reasons is because for a lot of people, they don't really like to be focused on two different platforms, and that's totally fine. Another reason, which I think is a reason for a lot of you guys, is probably because of video quality. And for Twitch, for those who don't know, you usually get the max quality settings that you can have as default. But for a lot of us, we don't really have variable video quality. So for a lot of us, it might have to be that you're forced to watch streams at 720p. And for a lot of you guys, I know very well that, not for a lot of you, but obviously for a good portion of you, I'm pretty sure that you probably don't necessarily have the best connection for that, or you just happen to have to be outside and you don't have the best mobile data for it. So as much as you really want to enjoy the streams, having to, watch a stream at 720p isn't necessarily something that is very liked for a lot of you guys, because you want to be able to get to the lowest quality setting possible at sometimes if you have a very slow connection or data. And for a lot of you, maybe you just want to listen, and being able to go through the lowest quality will at least allow you to listen to the stream, and you'll still get to enjoy the stream at some extent. I know for me personally, I tend to have that issue back then, and from my mobile data, because my mobile data sucks, I also had that issue with my mobile data. As for a recap, I just want to say a few things. Again, I'd like to thank all of you guys for all your support throughout the time. And I also want to say that, yes, I will be coming back to YouTube streaming, but it won't be for a little bit. I want to make sure that I have things ready for YouTube streaming in general. So it'll probably be like a couple days. If anything though, I will still be doing a live stream this week on Twitch. It'll probably be Pirate101, so stay tuned for that. But also, I just want to mention that there are going to be videos coming soon. There's going to be PvP videos coming soon. There's still project videos that I have in my mind also coming soon. So just stay tuned for those, and I really just hope that you enjoy them. As always though, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and always remember to stay frenzy. Peace!